I'll take the 2 subs. Free fly. I'll take the 2. Thanks a lot, buddy. Lucheco, thanks for the 21 months. Free fly skydiver. Thanks for the 2 subs. You're playing 12-ish now? Does that mean 1200? For the new speedrun? Let's see if we can put together a clean 100 here. It's unclear. We're at 2300 now. We're getting to the rating ranges of people that just beat me in Title Tuesday, you know? Let's jump in with our new openings to some 3-minute games. Okay. That's what he expects from us. But the 3.5 knights variation. Always happy to take a step back there. Interesting. Is this move useful? I want to say yes. So if we go here, he'll go there. We don't really want to take, but I think we will in this case. Let's go h6. I feel like controlling that square is always a good thing. Castle, yeah. I have a feeling he was going to do that. Castle. Can't really complain about a position like this, though. I don't love having that pawn there because it does stop a few of my ideas, but let's go here, go a5. Assume he's playing bishop back. He needs to play this one, and so good thing that he does. Do we go here or do we go bishop g4? Let's go here. My knight will get kicked out, but it'll take him some time. a3, b4. Take. He can definitely take with the pawn. And I'm assuming he will because rook takes doesn't look that appealing. I think we want to go with the bishop now. Then probably the queen. Like to go here, but it's kind of annoying. Let's do this. I really want to bring this rook over and not the other rook. We'll see how it plays out. He can't use that square. I think he's going to go king over and rook g1. That's what I would do. Okay, we might need to play g6 because otherwise I'm not sure what we have in the way of play. We're gonna take, undouble his pawns, I know. It should have been there, I'm not sure. Might even go g5. Haven't really decided yet. Okay, it goes like that. I'll just attack the pawn. Takes queen f2. Start with this. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna take it. Queen f2, we have bishop g4, so I'm just kind of making a move that I think will help. Oh. Oh, please knight f5. I think we just have to make a draw. I don't think there's a win there. With the time. Yeah, I mean, we would have like point. It just. There's no mate in 2 or something. No mate in 2. It was unfortunate because he played knight f5 and it really took me about a second to take it. I should have hovered this. It was very likely he was going to play it. And I have to play e4 here to stop the pawns from connecting. And there were a few pre-moves I had to be a little scared of, like maybe a4, so I didn't want to pre-move c5. So I did lose a bit of time there. Maybe I should have just gone for it. GG. Another opening success. I feel like I'll take these positions all day, but I always prefer, if I can, to like get a position like this. White should play d6, but I maybe should have gone for this. Because I never really like taking here, because then my knight can't get to f4. It was still fine in our game, but to be honest, I think it's a lot easier to play if you just never take a bishop there. Then you always have your queen f6, knight f4 idea. The game that I got was good, but it's just different. I feel like it's a lot more brainless to just play knight f4 every game. Works out nicely. c4. Just tuck this bishop away. Obviously, we'll go for h4. Just go for g5. g5 because why not? Huh. I think we can just swing the knight over. It's nice to have this bishop open from a7. I was thinking about sacrificing though. Okay, opening this. I feel like I should be happy. Could also take first. Anything for me here? Just hunting for some scraps. Let's go knight here. I'm hunting for play. Give it to me. He's not about that lifestyle. He's not having it with me. Go me. Trying to make something happen. Uh-oh. What's he got for me? That's a checkmate. I mean, there's lots of reasons why this will be an eventual mate. Very nice. Knight f6. The correct energy in the position. The correct energy for sure. Bringing another piece into the fray. But these games where white plays knight e2, I mean, I always recommend tucking the bishop and then just pushing the h-pawn. It always works. Very good success rate. If they play h3, you can go h4, g4, f5 as well and open things up. Alright, we got the white pieces now. Will we be plunging? Yes, we will. Let's see how an FM handles it. He handles it with arguably the worst move, but definitely the most natural. We have to go here. Now, I don't remember. We tried this. F5. Maybe bishop c4. I'm gonna do something a bit risky. I'm gonna take and go knight g5. And like, I just feel if he goes f5, queen h5 should hurt. He can play h6, but I might also play queen h5. And perhaps the worst case is that I lose a piece back. I'm up a piece right now, so if whatever I'm doing here is nonsense, I feel like the punishment is not that severe. And I'm about to castle. Yeah. So here, So h6, we have knight f6, as well as obviously queen f7. I mean, but this just looks amazing. I think he has to play this, yeah. But c5 is also loose here. I think we take. Maybe knight c7 after. And knight c7 looks good. It's check, so I gotta take. But yeah, this is loose, so I'm thinking about knight c7. Looks quite good. And after it takes, we also have queen d5 and the e-pawn drops. Plus I'm one move away from castling. Okay, just take the bishop. I'm wondering if this is smart for any reason. Actually, kind of does look smart. No, let's just take. Yeah, save the check for after. I can take this as well, but taking that pawn looks better. This is definitely the right move. Takes there. Didn't have to allow it. I don't think d3 is anything special. This is an idea. I mean, I don't think it's that good, but b3 covers the c4 square, which is actually kind of important. Just go here. Maybe bishop b2. f3 feels pretty nice. We have g4 as well. I think I'll just bring the pieces to the middle first, though. c4 will win now. Queen there actually had mate with queen e8. But I was sure I was winning material, so I was actually planning to take here regardless. Actually ended up being pretty successful. So after castles, we've never actually had this, but I just always knew that bishop d3 was the move here. After castles, I think we did it correctly. Yeah, knight g5 is the best move, and black's lost here. h6 is the only attempt. And after this, queen g5 is the best move, eh? This is like some big engine stuff. Not even sure what's going on here. But white's better. Not gonna lie, I would play that with black. And then he did f5, but to be honest, engine says here. But our move is almost the same thing. The difference is you play queen h5 and then take. So you get the move h6 for free. Now, why that matters? Bishop takes h6. Interesting. Trading castling for h6, definitely worth it. Damn, that was a pretty good one though. I'll take that. I will take it. Bada Flocka. Tier 3, 96 months. 96, another milestone. Thank you very much for the 8 years together, Bada. That's okay, Dr. Lord. That was merely an endurance test. Stamina training for you. Good to see you again, Bada. We're doing a speed run here. Pushing the 2300s at the moment. We'll play e4. Okay. Going for the zebra here. Knight g6, h4. Very successful idea here, pushing the h-pawn. Okay, so finally someone plays what I would say is the normal move. e6. Just because it makes, to me, it makes so much sense to play this way. It's the most standard position, and you know your knight has a retreating square. Okay, so he decides to go for this. I think the immediate problem is check, and he has to take with the king. Maybe there's other issues as well. But this is clearly a problem. Clearly, this is not what we signed up for. We don't care about that, so we'll be proceeding without it. Probably this or queen b3. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I mean, he's got to go here, and I want to play bishop there, but knight g2. But pretty much as soon as I get my rook there, I feel like the game is almost over. Rook sack and queen e8. He has queen back to d8. Man, I want to play bishop f4 so badly. Okay, I don't know about this. I'm going to sack. I'm not going to play that. I'm just going to develop. He checks me. I move up. I'm convinced queen e8 plus bishop f4 and rook c1 are very strong. We also have moves like knight e5 and knight g5. Okay, so now I think I go attack this. Like knight e5, for example. This looks so good. I mean, every single piece of mine is working. Knight f7 looks like a big threat. Knight a7 is checkmate in the future. I can see that happening. Okay, so we're being allowed to just kind of go in here. Not a bad bailout option from him. Knight f7, queen here. Takes, takes, takes. My knight might get trapped. So knight e5 maybe. Okay, now I can take, and at least the queen's on the board still. Not taking is a little bit funny. But this looks like it worked out. Bishop before I can't take it. Oh. Need to somehow catch his pieces. Knight b2? Yeah. Just had to get rid of that knight. Such an annoying piece. Like, I would sack anything just to get rid of the knight. I'm very happy with this opening, I have to say. It's been highly successful. You know, e5. Let him believe it was a mistake. c3, and then they go knight g6, h4. Knight c3, again, offering this, but we'll just go for the center. So they play this, and then finally it's too tempting not to take. But after this, I decided to just take, and I was really happy with my decision. I think this was a very high energy move, very good move. There are other moves to make. I really want to play this. The game would be over, but knight g2 keeps him in the game. So I decided to take and go here. Queen h1 looks lost. I don't know. Like, I don't know how you survive. So he goes back, and here I probably didn't do things right, but it just looks over. So I didn't play rook c1 because honestly I was looking at this, but it's not even really discussion. It was just checkmate. So, and then this one has this. So we missed a big rook c1 move there. Shame. Could have started a bit better. I guess if he plays here, we can't go for knight f7 though. It's just kind of the same thing as the game. I wasn't happy with how the game went. I thought I had more, but he doesn't have time to do this when the queen's not on d7. So that was my bad. Should have started with the rook. Rook h4 was nice though. Yeah, this is exactly what the position needed. Oaklight12, thanks for the 500 bits. Love the channel. Well, thank you, Polk. I appreciate the love. Stop speedrunning. You're not Gotham Chess. Nah, man, you're talking to the people that brought speedruns to chess. The first speedrun was done on this channel. Please educate yourself before slandering me with these comments. No, Smucker. That's actually Our buddies right over here at Chessbra. Yes, the Chessbra front office. Let's keep going. I like that opening. It worked. 23-28. Trying to keep up our knight e7 new theory. All right, no e4 for us. Interesting. e6. Okay, I'll take this way. I'll double the pawns. Seems like it would make it easy to play. Okay. h3. I think it's time for our beautiful queen e8 move. For knight h5 to get out of this pin, to support bishop e6, all that good stuff. This move looks fine. I mean, I admit I think he wants to see us play that, but it's too good to refuse. Yeah, okay, he goes here. I think that's a very bad move, but we need to prove it. Take, knight e7. You could go c4. Rook here, knight d2. He's just gonna hang on. That's okay, though. A great looking position. My guy, you had all that time and you mouse slipped castling? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Okay. Surprisingly, I think this actually is the easiest. Stop the rook from invading. I mean, you can play rook a3, it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, let's just play this. Nice and safe. This wouldn't be a bad move. I'm just gonna go here. He might do this, but I mean, it's just losing. Not gonna take that because of rook c1. So probably want to get our king over. If we take here, we get hit with rook c1. So does this help? I'm gonna go here. Once I get rid of this g pawn and the pawn's over there, then I think the position's a lot easier. Yeah. Take this way. I think this is an easier win, to be honest with you. Bring our king to f7. Okay. Separate the king. Now we can kind of get some pre-moves in. Can bring the rook here. We can pre-move this. Good game, good game. Very close at the end. I got a bit lucky that he mouse lip castling, but to be honest, this opening was a massive success. So, had he castled properly, I feel like I was just going to play like rook here. Not that I saw how I was going to win a pawn, but b6, rook there. Our pawn structure is amazing. He has some weaknesses. We just have a better position. But I don't know what this was. I've never seen this. England, undefeated, e6. All right, all right. Very nice. Approaching 2350. Hey, happy to hear that, Polk. That's very special. Thanks for sharing. Yep, b5 is a serious move, AB. Beyond my pay grade. I like to keep it controlled. Okay. Going for the Hambleton defense against the Ruy Lopez. Knight c3, bishop d6 to get ahead of the knight d5 move. He decides to take. I mean, queen takes looks fine as well, but I think we'll just follow the usual plan of taking with this pawn. This queen move was very successful, I would say. Okay, let's just get the bishop out, castle. It's time for c5. Probably this first. Thought about doing that while he couldn't play knight there. Maybe it was smart. Like this is the best pawn structure you could go for. Okay, I'm going h5. I do want to play f6. Okay, that's nice because now that pawn is always a target. Let's go for that f6 move. Here, f5. We might need to do this. Or bishop c6, to be honest. Both look kind of good. Let's do this. Taking with the king on d8 is probably not ideal. I don't think this is what we want. Okay. I'm actually thinking about taking on e4. So takes bishop here. Bishop takes. Could be something. I was also thinking about this. Of course, not seriously. Oh, here there's just bishop there. Ignore me. Ignore me. Yeah, I was thinking about that for a while. It wasn't even playable. Bishop here is actually a pretty good move here. I think it's annoying. Yeah, I want to play bishop g2. And then go to h3. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Let's take, because maybe, what, do we simplify here? Should be in a pretty good spot now. Bring the king. We needed bishop g4, but this is good enough. Now we can go here. Rook behind the pawn should basically always work. We'll just wait. We'll pre-move this. If we can't do it, we'll wait. Okay, nice win. This one didn't look like much of our new openings, but it's kind of because he played a very non-critical line. Bishop takes c6, like, basically here, if you play a6, this is a variation. If you want to play it, you can play it. It's not great. We essentially are doing the same thing here, right? It's honestly not even clear if a6 is helpful or not for black. Maybe you could say it's helpful. But sometimes you want the pawn structure to look exactly how I had it in the game. c7, b6, c5, a7. So, but yeah, this is a very non-threatening variation, and he just voluntarily goes for it. So if we're playing queen f6, and people are playing this line, I don't think we're afraid at all. Yeah, here it looked like This wasn't a great position for us, but we're borderline winning here. Yeah, we just needed to play bishop g4, I think would be a bit better, but this is such a good move as well. I decided to take not my best, but I was just under the impression that this was a position we could win pretty easily. Okay, hovering the c3. Can't get it. Just can't get it. All right. That's fine. This is the exact setup we would play normally. Okay, rook here. .94. Ooh, bishop takes. Okay, hang on. We have the light squares now. Let's see if we can do this properly. Let's try to bring the knight in to f5. The nice thing about this plan is that the knight can also retreat to e3. This move looks like it's trying to assist this, but it's really threatening bishop h6. I think that's the main purpose. I also think I want to do that. Okay, that makes some sense. But as long as we prevent that move, I think we're in good shape here. Is f5 gonna happen? I don't think so. f5 is pretty crazy. Okay, for knight g2. Probably need to play f3. f3 is fine though. Does two things. On knight c4, and we finally achieved everything we want. Guarded this, prevented b5 c4, so we kind of controlled the yeah, let's go here so we only trade one pair of rooks. We might end up trading both in the future, but yeah, that's basically exactly what we want. Okay, let's bring the king in just a bit. The knight is really, really good on this square, but things can always be improved. Like our bishop, for example. Here, we just take the pawn. Think about h4. If we don't want to just jump into it. Yeah, I'll bring the bishop back and go knight e3. I really like that plan. Knight definitely needs to get threatening f5. That's what we want. We also have d5, so knight d6 covers it. Doesn't cover this, though. Now we can go h4, try to get something going here. This is a blunder check. The bishop's just really dominated the position. This covers d2 as well. And make sure to take that. Go rook here. Just c4 to lock everything up over there, so the rest of the game should be easy to win. GG. 2350. I would say this was a pretty good game to observe for the bishop pair. As soon as we saw bishop takes here, it's not like white has an advantage, but black has to start executing things properly. And we had to make sure to cover these two. So a4 is important. And realizing that black can double here, and it's actually no problem to us. If you notice, all these squares can't really be used. So just improve the pieces, find to trade. And then we finally, like, all these pawns like this means that I'm going to be able to use this, all these squares. So to be honest, knight g4 was actually maybe a simpler move because it just won a pawn. But we kind of found a way into the position no matter what. Like, it's too hard to play proper defense there. Playing Kasparov. Let's watch out. Bishop b5, queen f6, the Hambleton defense. I think we have time for this because knight c3, we played knight e7. You can push d4, but I will take it. h6. And this is what I mean. We can definitely take that, but I like to proceed without capturing. Because I don't really mind knight takes. Now I can get knight g6, bishop g4, knight f4. Kind of what we want from the position. That would be a very bad move, but we'd be happy to see it. g3 can be played. It does give up some squares, though. Okay, comes out with the queen. Not much we can do here. I will take, though, and go f5. Can go e4. Bishop g4 is also an idea. Try to take that knight. I'm going to try this. Takes, I'll take first. If bishop e2, e4 looks tempting. We almost win, but there's bishop c4. But we have moves like knight e4 as well. So yeah, that move makes sense. I think we want to take. Pawn takes. And we need to control this. Bishop e6 to d5 looks great. So does knight b4. But I think I'm going to start with this one. Hitting the pawn, so we might get a3, and we do. I don't know if white wants to play that move, so. Very messy position. I really want to take here. It's just not necessary though. I like that move from him. C5 if this knight gets attacked. Unfortunately, you literally couldn't have picked a worse sequence. That's unfortunate for my friend here. He was doing okay near the end there. Yeah, in the end, he actually was like, I definitely should have taken, but not because, like, basically because this position is actually not even good for me. I didn't even realize my pawn was hanging. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought, okay, we're up a pawn here, we're good, but I'm just losing the pawn at the end, so I'm not even ahead material. So the whole thing was a bit unnecessary. Definitely take. Now, what I would do next, I'm not sure. I could play this, where white's pawns are just terrible. We have the knight. I could also maybe take. And just like, well, take here, like bring the bishop back. That also looks good. Should have gone for that. Should have gone for that. Oops. Go for the pre-move f4. Honestly, I've never seen anyone not play d5. Okay. Knight f2. Covering g4. A lot of people play this because they want to play bishop f5. And I was about to say, some people play bishop here anyway. I think we'll go like this. We can also go knight h4, which has worked in the past as well. But I'm going to go bishop d3. I love the knight on d3. Basically, our knight just is using some squares that it doesn't normally have. Like, that pawn's protected. Like, we can play f5 here. I think we want to do this, though. Keeping this knight here. And he can't castle queenside because of f7. Pawn takes, knight takes, everything looks good. Pawn takes, knight d5. c4 has to go knight b6. Yeah, I think that's good. So that knight sucks, and we can target f7 to prevent him from castling again. I'm wondering if I should do this, because then we might get ideas like attacking ideas. Whereas if we just bring the rook here, then we can still castle this way ourselves. Nah, this is fine. This is fine. And castling this way is never happening, so he has to find a way to defend this. Probably he's going to go knight f8. Then we can go bishop a3, though, and slot the bishop in. If we goes g6, starting to potentially look very nasty for him. But still he has c5, so he's alive there. If we go here, he will castle, probably, and give that up, but I mean, it is good for us, so I don't think we should shy away from that. Rook here, bishop a3. That's actually a good move by him. I think I'm going to make maybe the annoying move in the position and go queen h4. Stop him from castling. I also liked that move. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so if he castles now, we follow up with a5. We also have bishop here. Takes d4, there's knight d3. Wish we had better. Go for this one. So if he goes rook there, then he can't castle at all now. I was going to take and go d4, but now, I mean, his two rooks look kind of funny. He just can't castle, period. So this looks quite nice for us. Knight e4 is a absolute thumper of a move. Okay. I know he can take it, but setting something up. This queen doesn't have that many squares here. It's about to get extremely uncomfortable. Queen d8, rook d1. If you notice, neither one of his knights can, like, they literally can't move. Here. Oof. I basically want to take this now. Where's the win? Yeah, let's go here. I think his knights can't move. Should be losing one of them. Maybe we'll get this. Bishop b2, you know, like this, 96, for example. After this, we have to take with the knight, unfortunately, in order to maintain the edge. Okay, let's stop that. GG. Take the win there. I'm loving this knight f2 to d3 stuff. The knight is just operating from a square that it's not usually on. Like, think of the interesting squares my knight got to go to this game. f2, d3, was threatening c5. Could have gone to e5. It went back to f2, then to e4. His knights didn't really move. Didn't really do anything. Pretty nice game. Pretty nice game. And I do think I made the right call with short castle there. There were way too many threats. He couldn't even get castle. It's true, Carvin. e4, e5, as always in this series. Knight c6. Bringing our brand new openings to the spotlight. Knight e7. Knight g5, it looks so tempting. Okay, so d5. We know that if we take, that's no good for us. That's just knight takes f7, the same sacrifice that always works. But the knight's not on f6, so he might be, like, confusing himself. I don't know. Okay, queen f3. f6, and there are a few things hanging. Also knight f5, but bishop b5 is coming, so I think we want to be a bit reasonable here. He's got a lot of pieces, like, he's got a lot of stuff to worry about. A lot of hanging stuff. So knight takes is just simple, easy. Pawn takes, he's got this to worry about. If he plays knight e4, we can take the bishop. If he plays knight h3, though, we take the bishop, there's queen takes a8. Almost feels like old theory, like theory from the main line. I'm gonna go for it. So I think knight here we just take. And I know there's knight f6, knight d6, and queen takes, but we're getting two pieces for the rook there. And if knight h3, okay, wow. Very spicy. There's only one thing we can do here. We gotta take that. That looks like fun. That looks like fun. We could also take here. But this looks great. So after queen takes, if we take here, that happens. No good. Oh, okay. That's fair. I didn't expect that. But I think we're just in a good spot now. I think now we're just doing well. The knight's attacked. We just want to move this bishop somewhere. You can also go queen d5. Looks pretty good. Let's just go like this. 94 seems forced. And then rook c8 just to get out of the danger. And also hit that pawn. Wow. He's throwing in a lot of in-between moves. That's kind of fun. Let's play here. I like our position. d3, for example, we have bishop b4. We have the two bishops, two easy open lines to attack. I think I like our game. I'll try to keep the two bishops. It's a bit more stressful to play this way. We want the knight to retreat and then rook c5. Hunt the a-pawn down. But yeah, our position is definitely very good here. I don't actually think taking was good, but not sure we'll have the time to prove it. Let's take. Let's see, we stand a little bit worse here. lots of counterplay coming up. 8 seconds is the real issue. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Yeah, figured we'd predict his last move there. I probably would have won without it. He played a really nasty move. But I think we were doing something here. Because we have f3 and like rook check, rook f1, and somehow we'll get to the g file here no matter what. But obviously nothing is forced there, and we should have lost. He played in an interesting style. I'm confident though, and I'm checking back over it. Anytime you're in like complications like this, like black is always better. Like here, black's doing quite well. So a pretty successful opening. But with 20 seconds to a minute 20, he kind of played the better game. Like, I'd rather have his position, even if it's a bit worse because of the time. But I had never really seen anyone play quite the way he did, so I was trying to figure everything out. But yeah, this pawn structure and the two bishops are so strong. Black's always better here. But yeah, then obviously we were a bit worse. Time going down. I decided to play bishop takes knight just because knights are goddamn annoying. Like, so frustrating to deal with. I just fancied my chances in a rook endgame a bit better. Well played to him. Still got the win though. I like the look of our position. 97 working pretty well against the fried liver guys. Oh no. Magnus Carlsen. It's him. Alright. We got our opening here. Trying to kick the knight around. Brings the knight out. I think it's time for this. I think just develop here. He can't bring the bishop out very easily. Okay, e6. I think the move is d6. Gets very suspicious here. The plan is f5, strangely. Queen b6, but it's not even like white has a distinct edge. So I think we go here, f5, takes, queen e2, king d8, knight g5. But we already did our research on this position. That's why we can play it reasonably quickly. Check. We also have knight b5 coming. And then I think we can just take. Or maybe take this way so we're still hitting the rook. That part I don't know. Yeah, it must be this. There's no rook e8 because of the knight. Bishop e3 is very likely to be the next move. He'll for sure give us a check. We have to figure out how we're gonna handle it. Queen d2 looks nice and safe. Because we're up a piece here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Bishop d2, queen b2 maybe works, but seems unnecessary. But we're just ahead here, so I'm happy to offer a queen trade. Okay, interesting move by him. It's like a position where he can't really move. I'm gonna support this again, but also just develop. Okay. Let's trade, and we'll kind of put all his pieces in a box here. The reason I wanted this move first, though, is because I was thinking of this earlier, but then knight d5 just eliminates the bishop. I mean, this looks like literally prison. This is like jail time. Love to even offer him like some material not to proceed, but let's go here. Pretty, you know, at least clever by him to realize that you're dead lost unless you you develop. So he did notice that. King c6 was helpful because I was probably going to play rook c4 anyway. Good game. A crushing opening, though. Hey, we researched this. Remember, d6 is the move. Black has many options here, but there's no way he knows what he's doing. I do. I've checked all this. This is brand new. This is exactly why new openings are working very well here. Queen a5, the move's queen d4. Very weird looking move, but it's just for bishop d2, knight b5. And queen b6, the move is f5. And I actually played a game against someone who, after f5, I think he like took. And honestly, here it was still kind of tricky. Can't remember what he did exactly. Feels like, oh, he played knight g4 here. I did this, and yeah, it was this. And I was like, okay, this is actually legit still very tricky. Not that easy at all. So our new openings are thriving. Thank you to Chess24. That smells like Norway chess coverage. Welcome, everyone. If you just got finished watching Magnus Carlsen in action, you probably didn't know that he was actually distracted during his match, simeling me. I also just finished taking out Magnus here on stream. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, we're just over here beating Magnus ourselves. We just scored a nice win against him. Hey, Akshanj. Thanks, Valentinian, for the shout out. So, yep, Norway chess. I prefer the blitz time control. So me and Magnus just playing a casual match here on the side. I'm doing a speed run at the moment. Welcome in. You guys are here at a good time. Got Title Tuesday in an hour, but our speed run is featuring openings that you just haven't seen before. Let me show you one of them. I just played Magnus Carlsen with it. E5. Looks like a complete blunder. Who's this idiot? No one plays this move against the Sicilian. Let's attack the pawn. Oh, I pre-move C3. Who's this idiot that just lost the pawn? Let me take that. And then they walk right into it. Well, they got to put the knight somewhere. Okay. Keep pushing, gain some space. Now, that knight's always a problem. If it's looking like you can't develop your bishop here, you might want to put it there. Well, this move also loses your knight. Okay, knight out first. Now e6. Surely that's the way to go. If you play d6, your bishop's literally never developing. Okay, e6. Then I play d6. Now your bishop's never developing. So you play here to get it out. Very nasty, right? Doesn't this make sense? Queen b6, I'm losing a pawn. Not quite. Not quite. f5. Gotta take it. I mean, the knight has nowhere to go. Literally. It's trapped. Queen e2. Can't put anything in the way. You can put the knight there, but it doesn't really help. And after knight g5, you can't defend f7 and the game's over. Look, I just won in 13 moves. The power of a new opening. Am I sure it was Magnus? 100%. It says it in the username. I got other new openings, though. I've made it from 400 all the way up to 2400. Very close now. Using exclusively our new openings. We came up with a bunch of them against all the main lines. But the games are starting to get very hotly contested. Well, hey, here's one of our very own openings, the undefeated. Fun fact about this opening, I've never lost with it. I remain undefeated with this one till this very day. He's going to try to defend it. C3 is interesting. Why is he letting me just take this pawn here? Okay, and knight f6 is he going to take that too? Wow, okay. I feel like I'm happy with that. Bishop there. Let's just do this. The queen looks a little misplaced there. Like it's almost like it's too far up the board. I think I want to play g5 here. Looks nice and aggressive. Okay, this move can't be good though for a few reasons. First and foremost, a6. He can't go back, so he has to take. That doesn't look right. I can also take with the pawn. I mean, taking with the bishop is very natural, very strong. But this is an option, of course. Gotta be bishop takes. The knight's rerouting, though. G4, knight d2 seems like it just helps him. I think I'll start with this. Knight d2, I'll go bishop h6. Not sure about this. I'm expecting him to go knight a5. This move, I think we might need to take that. This looks like a problem. The knight e3 move has always been a bit bothersome. Let's castle this way. It seems a little crazy, but we're threatening that, so maybe it's not that easy for him to go over there. Yeah, our king's actually going to be pretty safe there. Yeah. I know it looks tempting, but... Alright, we'll go check and we'll go queen h6. Just for the fans. Okay, wow. This guy moves the king instead of a very normal queen move. Very interesting. Our king is pretty safe. Come on. Come on. It's not that bad. Kind of wanted him to play that. Now his queen can't get out here, which I thought was maybe an annoyance. He did this so that if I take, I don't win h2 anymore. Okay. Start pushing this thing. Need to play d5. I'd love for him to go and take that pawn over there. It's a safe pre-move. King g5 next. As soon as he moves the rook, we'll play h2, I think. Yeah, let's just get h2 in there. Nice. Yeah, our king was surprisingly safe there, even though it looks like we castled into the storm. Wasn't too bad. Slowly improving, and then, hey, we had this one extra pawn, so we just shoved it down the board. It helped that he dropped the c-pawn, though. That definitely made the win a little bit easier, I'm not gonna lie. As for the opening, England, undefeated. Like I said, I've never lost with it. Undefeated to this day. Undefeated to this day. 2387, let's keep going. Alright, we're playing all the title players now. Don't worry. We're equipped. Alright. King's Gambit. Such a bad opening. We didn't bother coming up with something against it. I'll play the Albin. Let's go here. Now, castles, queen takes, rook e8 seems correct, but there's always this knight e5 move, so I think we actually have to do this. I might actually take that. This is also a bit tempting. But basically, check, king there. I don't know. Does that actually do anything? And similarly, knight f2 takes, king takes. Does that actually do anything? Knight a4, I'm a little concerned still. So I'm considering maybe going here. How do we want to do this? Let's take it. Just play down a pawn. Okay. I think I'll play c6. I'd love, for example, takes would be really nice. Yeah. Let's go c6. Let's go c6. This does the same thing. A bold decision. All right, let's bother the bishop there. We're down a pawn and just thirsting for counterplay. Maybe what? What do we want to do? Knight versus bishop. I have to manufacture that though. Okay, we'll go here. So I'm telling you right now, the only thing on my mind, if I go here, bishop d3, I'm not too sure about that, so I'm going to play here. The only thing on my mind is like knight d6 and c5. So let's see if it's even possible. We have to go here. I think we got to do this one first. So if he plays d6, he could be doing something where he's like overextending. Like the pawn's protected, so I think he wants to leave it there. Okay, we gotta go here. Goes a3. He can't play king there. Let's put our pawn up so it's not hanging. Now we can play king here. Okay, we have knight d4, so we have to stop that, right? c3, mandatory. Now what? This? It's uncomfortable position, yeah. Okay. Only move to get my knight out. And maybe we get bishop b5 from him. Oh, he's got a4. My knight against bishop attempt was honestly really well played by him. I don't think we missed an opportunity. I just don't think we had one. Knight f5 or rook f5 looks like the move. Okay. 0.4. Not much we can do there. We're also lost, so don't worry. It wasn't a case where I had a winning position and we got flagged. Yeah, not much to say. I think he played a really good game. My plan was unfortunately rooted in poor calculation. Like, obviously, when I say my dream is to get a pawn there, a knight there, if it happens, I think I'll probably win the game. But do I see a way that I can make it happen? Definitely not, actually. So he just played d6 and he did it well. Like, he didn't play d7 too quickly. Just played it slow. Pretty nice game. So unfortunately, we didn't have a chance. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to sell you on this. I think when I've been playing against King's Gambit, I've just been playing d5 because it's kind of a fun... I don't know, I've been having some fun with these positions. Can't say I had any fun that time, but we haven't come up with anything new here, so nothing to sell you guys on. Nothing to sell you on. Yeah, against King's Gambit, or sometimes I play e4, people play g6, like a modern system. We don't really have anything we've come up with against that, because it's not really necessary. Like, I'll probably play the King's Gambit, like, I don't know, 1 in every 50 games, maybe? I wonder how many King's Gambits I've had in this speedrun and how many total games we played, but it feels like about 1 in 50. Not worth it. Not worth our time. Ooh. Okay, that's a pretty low rating for an IM. Let's play e4. Knight f6. We don't really have anything against this, but what I will do is I'll play knight c3. And I'll play a3. And he doesn't know it, but we've turned this into the undefeated. Okay, queen d5. Not a very ambitious move. Knight c5, we're happy to play knight d2. Now, we want to trade light squared bishops. We don't want to trade dark squared bishops. That's what the game's going to be all about. I promise you that. Let's see if we achieve our goal. Or he achieves his. Okay. We got ours. Definitely going to take. Going to support that pawn. Knight d3. The reason I want to trade those bishops is, I mean, just look at the pawns. Doesn't look like much right now, but it'll be relevant. We want to play knight d3 here. More pawns on light squares because we have dark square bishops. Knight against bishop. I'll play it. I'll play it. You always have a chance in these. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that. I think c5 is a little bit clever here. Getting knight c4, and then I'll get an outside pass pawn. I think he missed that. Maybe king c5, king d3, bishop b6, knight b7, checkmate. Let's have it, bud. Bishop b6 also loses, because I can just trade that bishop, I think. Check, he has to go this way. They're not going to take the knight back. That's game over. GG. Well, it was basically the two things I talked about. We traded our light square bishop for his. We kept our dark square bishop. I would play a bishop versus bishop endgame, or a knight versus bishop endgame. Bishop versus knight is still good for me, but my least favorite. And so we were able to get one of the trades we wanted. And I'm not saying white's significantly better here at all, but you need to play kind of accurately as black. More work for him, that's all. Oh, I feel like we played a title player every single game. Thanks for the 42 months heretic. Alright, A6. May come as a shock to you, but we don't have anything too specific that we're playing against that. Okay, knight d6. The bishop moves. c4. Doesn't work. Let me try this. Wow. Didn't even consider this, to be honest with you. I was only thinking of bishop c6, c4, and then knight e5. Well, I mean, you heard my calculation. It's possible that there's some... But it would just be if we get a bit lucky. No, I don't see anything. I think we just have to be down material. Worst fate. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. Rook takes, bishop h7. Nah. Nah. I'm trying to think what the preferable pawn down position is, and I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you. Yet another move I didn't even really see or consider. That's a better way to put it. Didn't even consider it. There's always knight there, so not doing too much. Let's see if we can make a comeback. I'll take it. He's got to play h6 or something. Let's take this one. Okay. He's a CM, so we know he's got the speed. Damn. It's not going to be enough. We know he's got the speed. That was a pretty good comeback. Pretty happy with it. But again, the openings that seem to be working in the speedrun where I take a loss, to be honest with you, it's the ones where it's not an opening that I'm that invested in. Because I'm like, this isn't anything we've been working on. Not that important. And then we actually lose. And sometimes, full credit to them, I do get outplayed in a few positions. Like this one, I just missed a tactic, and 95, super good move. But there's something like something happening where I'm losing all the games that aren't the openings that we care about. So it feels like that's the way to beat me in the new opening speedrun, is don't let me play any of my new openings. Brutal. All right, back to the grind. Still, I can say that the speedrun has been a big success because every time we played one of our openings, it's been working pretty well. So this is another one. You can tell I'm locked in, I'm invested. This is the French. We play c3 and knight f3. Let's see if we can make it work. We're playing Parham. Bishop c5, whatever, I'll take. Alright, he decides to take us. I mean, this is so greedy. Knight here, I'm gonna go bishop there. Maybe he goes like that. We can go like this. Honestly, king here is looking very tempting with rook e1 coming. This looks like the fun move. King d1. Beautiful. Squeaky clean. Okay, he's copying me. Guess we have to take. An interesting position. Feels like we want to keep the queen on. Tough to find the best move. We can just go like this and play f3. I wanted to keep the queen on, but I didn't see a great way to do it. Okay. Bishop to g5 looks strong. He might go h6. Wouldn't be surprising to me one bit. But we can find other ways to harass the knight here. And this pawn is also hit. Bishop e5 still an idea. I guess this one is it safer? Maybe the opposite of safer. Rook f8 happens very quickly. Okay, we've only got one thing to do. Now here we could save this. It's only temporary, but I still think we should do it. He can go rook here, and then we have this and this. If he doesn't go rook here, we play king there next. Yeah, another smart move. Again, let's go like that. Yeah, this is a nice trick, I guess. GG. Hey, worked out well there, this French. I wonder what we should have improved on. So I like knight c3, and I guess, yeah, we should have just taken. The interesting thing about taking, I realized, is this move is not actually effective because we're guaranteed a queen trade here. Unless he plays that. Yeah. Even if we lose the pawn back, we'll have the two bishops there. So bishop b5, I was being fancy. I liked king d1. Then I realized, man, this is actually not that good. It's just average. But f takes e4 was wrong. Still okay for us, but wrong. Wrong for sure. Damn, GG. D3. Don't have much going on here. Let's stick with the usual plan of knight g6. Although the fact that he played f4 is a bit lucky for him. That kind of justifies the move d3 in a way. Thinking about that, it just kind of helps him activate the one piece that isn't developed yet, so I'm just going to take it. I'm just gonna take it. I'm not sure he can quite grab f4 yet, but obviously my pawns are gonna be dead soon. I'm gonna take f5. Here or take back. Probably not my finest position. D5 very, very hanging. Not gonna be much for us to do about that. We can put the bishop here. Don't mind this. B3, king B2 gets the king out pretty nicely. Bishop G6 is a nice move though. Okay. Interesting. King B2, alright. Now I have to win this brutal position. Just annoying. Never the position you want. I'd rather have white, I think. Oh, that move is crazy. So hard to play. Just forks like everywhere. There's no way we don't blunder a fork here. Impossible. Waiting for it. Okay, that's not really a fork blunder. Okay. All right. Oh, oops. I think I accepted a rematch. I meant to click the new 3-minute. Again, not one of our openings. I'm lucky we didn't lose. That's the key to this speed run. Just don't play any of the most popular openings in chess, and you'll stand a chance. Okay, this one we'd play against that. Here we go, knight e7. Yeah, and here if we go like this, then knight g5 really does hurt, so we do have to play this. Why don't we accept rematches? It's just not the spirit of the speedrun. You know, the point is to try to showcase as many different responses to as many different openings, so once you've seen what someone has, then don't usually rematch. Also, if like opponents like easy or difficult, might kind of inflate or deflate the rating. I think it's more pure to just always jump into a new game, and that simulates what you might expect yourself if you were also to try the openings and join the pool for yourselves. Okay, bishop back, but I mean, this looks pretty fine. Here we have queen d7. I also don't mind playing f6, but queen d7 is nice and simple. Have to be careful not to blunder this knight, like by playing h6 later. Maybe I should have still played queen d7, but I thought this was fine. Let's attack this. I'll play bishop e6 next. Wow. Really? Takes. We take on c4. Everybody we're playing is titled today. It is titled Tuesday after all. Here, knight a4. I'll take. And here, I don't know. This one. Knight a4. I think this move actually keeps the material a bit level. Oh no, there's always knight a4. I'm forgetting. Yeah, let's just play this. Oh man, you can actually play this move. Oof, forgot about that. I thought at least pawn takes I can take here. This will be impressive. I gave this up to be down material, but not be lost. We didn't agree on this. We'll still have to play kind of well here. Queen c2 might be a funny move for him to deal with. It's too late, my friend. You've traded queens now, but I don't even care anymore. A little bit too late. All right. Got a bit lucky there, didn't we? I guess the luck is that we're lucky he wasn't better at being up a piece. This was I thought he had to do this. And I was like, okay, this is not so bad actually. This is the game, but minus the a pawn. I didn't mind this for being down a piece. It could be a lot worse. All right. Let's see if we can manage one more. 97. H6 to stop that. Knight G6 now. Bishop E3. We do not take it. All right, the knight has reached f4. Mission critical here. Okay. Feeling like there are some tactics, like bishop takes and knight takes with f2 loose. It's good, but not fantastic. Yeah, it's not good enough. Let's just go here. We're threatening this. Yeah, that's a pretty strong response, though. A very strong response. Yeah, we're in a bad position now. I don't think I should have taken on h3, but I definitely shouldn't have played queen g6. Because d4 is what white is basically trying to play this entire opening. Okay, what's that, though? It's chasing my queen back to feel like the square I wanted to be on. Ooh, takes a knight h5, though. I see you, I see you. That's some tricky stuff there. I might have to take this. Yeah, not happy to have to do that at all. I see you, I see you. Yeah, takes in bishop f4 is worse. I mean, it's not tragedy, but the bishop on b6 hits the pawn there. It's not that special. Queen g4 instead of taking, I don't like from him. But still, we're in the same boat. I have to offer this, and I have to end up with a pawn on f4. The only way we really stand a chance is if he doesn't take the f4. Then there's maybe some hope. Okay. I think that's wrong. I like my position again. It's really if that pawn goes there, then I don't like it. playing this, and we need to be able to retreat. Or a little bit worse, but not by much. Make him think we're up to something. We're not. This knight is going to reroute. It's doing absolutely nothing on g6. Okay, we're happy to see that. Knight d7. Can go also rook a8. We want him to play b5 very badly. Takes. I'll take that. I'm going to play f5. GG. Definitely not smooth sailing, although still, for the openings that I was actually trying to play in this series, they went pretty well today. Not perfect. Getting a lot higher rated, so the games are going to be tougher, but still went very well. In fact, the games that we lost, I seem to lose focus on were all the random openings that we didn't prepare for. So maybe we'll have to go back to the lab, come up with something against every single opening. Title Tuesday's coming up. We're going to be on Kick for that. Coming up in literally 3 minutes. So I'll see you guys on Kick. We'll make our best attempt in Title Tuesday for today. All right, ending the stream here. Head into Kick. See you guys in a sec. Kick.com.